What's up, y'all? Welcome to our YouTube channel, Africans Talk Football. Appreciate your guys' continued support. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.
So, welcome back to another episode of Africans Talk Football, where we bring you fresh soccer news highlighting the Africans and African Americans who have seen success within the sport. We're also going to bring you news from our favorite teams in the Premier League, as well as informing you on top European leagues and just soccer news worldwide. Whether this is your first episode with us or you've been rocking with us from the jump, again, I just want to say thank you to all of our friends and supporters. Once again, my name's Cornelius, and I'm joined by my boys and fellow co-hosts. Gabriel, how you feeling today, boy?
Oh, good. Great, though. I feel good, man. How you feeling, Salam?
Highly favored. How you feel, Mike?
You already know. Blue is the color, man. Flying high. Feeling great.
Yeah, man. As Mike said, London currently is blue. Second, and talk about it in a second. We just talked to you. Yeah, Gabriel, it's still early. We're still in 2024, so there's a lot of football left. But we just talked to y'all a few days ago. Thank you again to everyone who watched the episode and has been commenting. As we've seen a lot of feedback on that. It was a little bit of a longer episode. We did have a lot of bodies in here, but it's because, like we've been talking about, the league's been very, very close this year. Again, if you look at what's been going on in the top 4 race, the top 7 race, even if you look at the top 10 right now, you lose a game, you drop points, and you could go and go from top table to the bottom of the table in the space of a week. So with us playing midweek games now, with Boxing Day at the end of the month, obviously games are starting to ramp up in the Premier League. So let's get to it. Let's talk about probably one of the bigger news stories, Pep Guardiola and Man City. It was reported earlier this week that he was unresponsive. I guess the higher ups in Man City, the staff, the trainers, the players, they couldn't reach him. I guess he went zero dark 30, locked himself in a room for 24 hours, no phone, no water, no food, until he could figure out how he can get Man City back on track. And I guess he did what all smart managers do: start your best player. Kevin De Bruyne, goal and assist today. Man City back on track. After this 5 game slump, I should say, how do we feel about this City dub today?
They needed it.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. If they lost this, I'd be looking at them crazy. Like,
yeah.
Because we went into it a little like, yo, City, when they gonna get it back together? And it's only been 3 days, but they got it back together. So what does this bounce back look like? And do you think that now we see Kevin De Bruyne starting again? Do we think he's back in the rotation? What does this look like moving forward for them?
I just think that, City will always be City. Like, as much as we like to talk about this, we say this every year, and I know it's still early, but bro, City will always be City. They'll somehow, they're too powerful to not make it in the top 4, top 3, and give a race, or be in the mix. They're going to be in the mix at all times. So they went through their little slump early. City's always good for a 20-game unbeaten streak. Seen it. We've all seen it. Seen it. So it's like, they, like you said, he went back to his roots. He played the players that he trusts and he knows. They got the job done at home. I think it was a good thing that game was at home and it wasn't away, because if it was away, I think we'd be looking at a completely different result, or it could be at least. But I think City they'll find some form somewhere. They'll be in the mix.
Yeah, I agree with everything Gabriel just said. This was a much needed win. I think we all know, the last few wins, even though we've been, bantering these City fans and making fun of whatever it may be, we all know 5 was like, okay, is this for real? Or they're just,
right.
And then 6, and we're like, whoa, there might be something here. But I know we all knew it wasn't going to get to 7. And if it would have got to 7, I personally, I was surprised by even 5. 6 was even, I was like, okay, this is crazy. 7 would have been something else. But It's a classic City win. Go assist from the man himself, the man that I was asking on Sunday, where has he been? Okay, he's finally showing us that okay, I'm here. It was just a little slump, but we're coming back. Doku got his goal. I don't. Is that his first of the season? I don't know. I don't think it's his first, but at least it's some contribution from the wingers because they have not been getting any contribution from the wingers. So it is some contribution.
Has Phil Foden scored?
No, still hasn't scored in the Prem. No.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Sorry. I just want to clear that was true. I didn't know if the rumors were true. So
much needed win for them, and I think it was a classic win. It calms things down. No time to panic. It'll be fine. It's going to be an interesting race, man. Jeez.
Yeah, as long as Kevin De Bruyne is healthy, he'll play. I think really he's the biggest piece to all of this. I mean, obviously, Rodri's a big miss. So, defensively, I think as a whole, they're going to have to step up. I don't know.
Where's Haaland been though?
Haaland was quiet today.
Yeah, I mean his team as a whole is struggling, so it's really hard to he's still is he leading the league in goals or is he second?
Yeah.
He's still leading. So I mean, in spite of all this, he's still showing why he's still.
I think he's tied now with Salah, right?
Yeah, I think
here I'll look at
12. Yeah, he's tied now with Salah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He got an assist today as well.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me is KDB. They need KDB healthy, and at some point, Phil Foden, like you gotta do something, man, because you've been missing all year, and it's not just him; it's a guy like Grealish. Like we need. In these moments, we need the supporting cast, if you will, to kind of step up. The only person to me who I feel like plays well every week is Bernardo Silva. He's the only person that's like, okay, Bernardo, we know what we're going to get.
Yeah, I agree.
The rest of you, the keeper situation, that's a thing too. But in my opinion, I think Ortega should play. I know Ederson. Has been the guy during this era, their run.
Yeah.
I just from what I'm seeing now, things just seem a little bit more calm with Ortega right there.
Man, Ortega won the league for them last year. You remember that? Son already was selling. And Ortega made the 1v1 save, and they didn't drop points. So, every time he's substituted for them and come on, he's been sharp. I can agree with that. So,
yeah.
Thank God for Pep, man, because he would have crashed out this week. I don't know. I mean, he almost got sacked. He might have getting sacked in the morning. He might have been sacked in the morning.
Nah. They wouldn't have done all that.
That would have been something.
If Ten Hag got a contingency plan, if Arteta got a contingency plan, Pep's definitely getting a contingency plan, bro. There's no clean cut. Yeah.
He probably has a 2-year contingency plan.
Yeah, they not cutting him loose like that.
But no, it's still talking about Ten Hag on the podcast. I feel like
he's slowly fading away. It'll take some time, but
slowly, quickly.
I don't think he'll never go away. At least for the rest of the season, he'll still be around.
Nah, bro.
He'll pop back up. I'm sure he'll pop back up sooner or later.
Era's come to an end.
But
sadly, it was yours.
Talking about things coming to an end, this Liverpool unbeaten streak. I guess they drew today, but their win streak came to an end today. Finally dropped some points. We got a real banger, man. 3-3. I mean, the slate of games today, just first and foremost, was actually really great. We had some blowouts, obviously, but for the most part, these games were very high level. It was just good football all around. If we have some time at the end, we can even talk about the Villa game because they seem to get back on track today. But this Liverpool game, and I actually watched the last 25, 30 minutes of it. I switched over from the Arsenal match because that first half was kind of boring, and then the second half of the Liverpool game was going on at the same time. And what I saw was Newcastle has some fight in them, but they're not there yet. They're just not there yet. They'll probably be one of those teams that will probably be fighting for a Conference League spot, if I had to guess, just based off what I saw today. But very, very just good top to bottom. Isak individual play was very good. Anthony Gordon. I had my doubts about the kid. I didn't think he was that good, but there's a player there. He actually is good. But what I just gotta say is Mohamed Salah, man. Mohamed Salah is. I know I said in my my weekly recap that Saka's the best player in the league, and I still believe that. But I think he and Salah are 1A, 1B, and you could take your poison on whoever's 1A or 1B because just how he turned up in the second half. I mean, there was a period of 10 minutes where he was clearly the best player on the pitch and nobody could guard him. I mean, he was doing whatever he wanted. He was going right to left. He was scoring goals. He was combining in the attacking third. He was winning the ball back. I mean, there was a point where it was just like I was only watching him because I'm like, this guy's buzzing right now. He's gonna get the ball. It was there was a point where he hits the post and then he scores 2 minutes later, and it's like, yo, I don't know. Like I honestly felt that Liverpool was going to win the match, and luckily luckily Kelleher makes that mistake at the very end, and Fabian Schär with honestly that's a great goal too. He gets it on the very 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 far post after the goalie almost misses it, left foot sliding to keep it in bounds, and he gets a goal, and I'm like, yo, this match has everything, bro. Like this is proper prem. Like this is instant classic type. And for me though, I'll end it on this, but for the ref to end it, so there were 5 minutes of extra time left, and Liverpool comes down, they shoot, or they get an attack that doesn't end up scoring. But what happens is Newcastle is on a breakaway, and there was 5 minutes of extra time left. Right at the 5:03-minute mark, Newcastle had crossed half line. They're either breaking. It's a 3-on-2 just about, and the ref calls the game. And I was a little frustrated with that because I felt that he should have let that play continue because there was a break for Newcastle, and I thought that there was possible chance that they could score and go and beat Liverpool. But regardless of that, the match was just fantastic. I'm glad Liverpool was able to drop points. And it just showed me that they do leak goals. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go ahead and you attack Liverpool, like they do leak goals. So it was good to see them drop points, and it's good to see that there are ways to go at this team because they're beatable. Everybody's human, but I don't know. The biggest thing for me was Salah. I don't know if he keeps playing like this, it's going to be very, very, very hard to beat Liverpool week in, week out.
I mean, yeah, I mean he's obviously shown that he's one of the best players, and I think he's the best player in the league. But um, I just feel as if like he's doing what he can, and then some. Especially during this busy period, um, I feel like again, like we got to see more from the supporting cast. You know, you know what you're going to get from him, but you're looking at other attackers on that team who, quite frankly, just don't give you anything. So and the crazy thing, and the reason why I say that is because, and it's not just one person, even though there is one person that I, like to talk about, but it's just like when you look at the game today, they were in that game. They had it wrapped up until the last goal. So, I really think they could really run away with the league if some of these other guys, Curtis Jones pitches in with his goals, in the throughout this period. Luis Diaz is going to give you what he's going to give you. Gravenberch and McAllister have been excellent all season, right? But yeah, man, Darwin Nunez. It'd be nice to get some sort of contribution from there, but
Gakpo's been good though.
85
Gakpo's
million.
been good.
Gakpo's been great as well too, but I just but today Darwin was the one that led the line, and I think me personally, bro, I think Darwin had a better chance of playing under Klopp than he does Slot, because Slot, again, I think what he's shown and what he's done with the team is he's almost kind of calmed the team down and like slowed the team down so that there isn't so much chaos on the field. You know what I'm saying? And when you think of Darwin, that's what he is. So it's going to be interesting. Me personally, I don't see how his qualities and what the manager wants to do is going to work hand in hand. But you know, they need something from him, or I don't know. Who knows?
It's funny.
Maybe
So I'm looking at their stats right now, and it's funny you say that. So Curtis Jones, Cody Gakpo, and Darwin Nunez in the league all have 2 goals, 1 assist. Right now, Salah has 13 goals, 8 assists. Van Dijk has a goal as well. Then Gravenberch an assist. So I mean, as far as stats, and that's what I said about Curtis Jones today. I was like, I don't really rate Curtis Jones, but he does score important goals. Like his 2 goals in the league are one today and then one against Chelsea for them to beat us 2-1. You know, like I know they're not getting as much help from, he's not getting as much help as he probably needs. I would agree with you there, but these guys are scoring important goals. And for the most part,
but look at Darwin's goals. Look at Darwin's goals. Darwin's goals is at the end of a 4-1 victory, and it's like,
you're right.
Great, man. Again, I don't really buy into the whole statistics thing because, again, if you're going to go off that, then it's maybe he's doing great. But I'm just looking at his body of work since he's been there. He's 85 plus million, right? I don't know, man. That's not. If this was any other person on any other team, you know what I'm saying? We'd be like, oh yeah. I give Mike grief about Enzo. You know what I'm saying? Just because we need that. You know what I'm saying? He was X amount. You know what I'm saying? We talk about Jack Grealish, right? But it's like we can't really talk about Jack Grealish because he has so many trophies. His team does very, very well. So it's like whatever. But
I guess you're right. I mean, for that point, yeah. I'm not saying I'm not the stats guy either. I'm just saying everybody needs to help out more. But I'm just saying if you look at the stats, he's on par with what everyone else is doing. Where the goals come, that matters too, for sure. For sure. I'm just saying.
Yeah. For me personally,
he's gonna pass.
Yeah. I mean, for me personally, I think this Liverpool team is probably the best team in the league right now. I think we can all agree to that. I think the Salah we're seeing is the Salah we see every year. He goes through this every year. He's a good player. Probably one of the best in the league still. Yes, I agree. Like I told Cornelius in the group chat, when the season starts like this and one team is pulling away and it's not multiple teams, it's cool if you're chasing to just be consistent. Because at some point, points will be dropped. And they might go on another 5-game run. You never know. Just stay consistent because it's too early, right? So stay consistent in your position. And it is actually better to be chasing one team than multiple teams. Like for Arsenal and Chelsea right now, at least for me, I don't think I'm looking at Arsenal as much like, oh, yes, I want you to drop points because it opens a gap between us. But I'm still looking at Liverpool like, okay,
yeah, we need to.
These are the guys we need to be chasing. Like, let's just focus on us and keep chasing. So I think them dropping points today is huge. Shouts out to Newcastle, man. They're only good at home. That's what I see. They're only good at home. But shout out to them. Because it seems like once they go away from St. James, they can't seem to hack anything. But
so Mike, because you said what you just said, can I ask you what I asked you last week?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with our coach that we're not in a title race, but realistically, we're going to get into a point in the season where we would have to change our assessment. Like, hey, okay, it's the reality. We are in a title race. But right now, I agree with it. You have to keep these guys on ground level. Like, let's be realistic. Young. This is new for us. All right? Yeah. At least the group of players. This is new for them. we don't have much players that really you could point to. Well, maybe our captain and a couple of them that you could point to like, oh, these guys have trophy winning experience. We don't have many. We have a few, but we don't have
And
many.
and not for nothing, bro. We haven't won the league since 2017. So there's
Yeah,
no one that's walked through that door in the last 7 years
Yeah, but
that know
exactly.
how. That, no, 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 no. What I'm saying is that knows how to title
Hmm.
race, that even knows how to get in that mindset. Like, what's week 30 going to look like? What's week
Hmm.
31 going to, you know what I'm saying? When it gets down to April and May, these players haven't been there yet with pressure. So right now, like to piggyback off Mike, that's what I said last week, bro. We're not in a title race until 2025. Seriously, like this
Yeah,
year is really, really just let's see where we at. Let's assess. Let's take
yeah.
this December. Let's win through our easy slate of games because come end of the month, January, we back in it. So I agree with Mike and I agree with my manager, but for me, I'm just trying to stay consistent, like Mike said.
Yeah, it's just the
But
most important thing right now.
whether y'all want to say it or not, y'all are in one. Right
But
now,
if
you're
you
No,
start calling it a
current
race
moment
right
right now.
now,
I mean, it is.
truthfully, the matter of fact is we are
But
right.
yeah,
It's a fact. We are.
no, I agree, but I'm just saying you're in a race. You
Yeah,
are
they
in
just
but
don't want to say it. They don't want to
for
say it.
us,
They
for
won't
our
say it
team,
publicly. They won't say it.
no,
Yeah,
no, we know we are. We know we are.
but
But you have to also tell yourself the teams you're competing with are clearly years ahead of you. So
Yeah,
yes, you're
but
having a
it's
good run. Keep having that good run. Week,
but
who knows? Match week 30, we could be like, hey, we have a shot at this.
but you
So
don't think that this
expectation
could
can
be.
change.
But you don't think that this could be. And I hate because we're not talking about Chelsea right now. We can, but it's like you guys
Might as
when
well
when, Ar-
just.
when Arsenal had their run though, like the
Hmm.
first run, no one thought that they would. I mean, yeah, they were in first. That was the difference. They were in first, and you
they
guys were
led
in
the
second.
league the whole year, so that's the difference. Whether they wanted
Yeah.
to admit
Yeah,
it or
but
not, they
no one.
were the leaders, bro.
But to your point though, you're talking about how, and I
I don't
agree,
think
like this
that's
matters.
true.
How you didn't have the experience, the leadership, but neither did Arsenal at that point, and they found themselves in the positions that they were in. Me personally, you guys are in a unique situation because you guys actually have the squad depth to really carry this
Absolutely.
run
Hmm.
Hmm.
and keep some sort of level of consistency. For me, and this will
Hmm.
be the last thing that I'll say, your guys' biggest Achilles heel is your defense, not keeping
Hmm.
goals out. You will
Been
score
saying
goals. You will
Facts.
definitely score goals. And the thing is you have a plethora of attackers almost who are in a position to where they have to perform because there's so many people in that position. So like in terms of like goals, like you're gonna get them. But I think your squad depth really is what gives you the edge on, you know, every team in the league. And who knows, bro?
Yeah.
In three
Leicester
weeks,
did it. So oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
you know, I'm just saying 3 weeks, you don't know where you'll be.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That yes, right now, realistically, yeah, we are. But as a team, you can't be thinking that way. Why? Because you just don't have the facilities yet. But as the season progresses, you get better. You gain experience through playing these games. You gain confidence. You understand the league better. You understand where you are and what you need to do. So the biggest thing for Chelsea right now, stay consistent, keep winning these games. The next 10 games, all winnable games. Even the next game against Tottenham, it's a winnable game. We
Well,
can talk Chelsea really.
Yeah, I
But
mean, we're already talking about
we're
us. I
yeah,
mean,
we're it's just today's game. I mean, to be honest, we should have scored 10. We should have hit the post 3 times,
this team is so
missed
bad.
wide open net. I mean, yes, we beat them 5-1, but there are things we could clean up. I want to give him credit. 7 changes, level didn't seem to drop. The buy-in is there. That's all you want, guys, to believe, and just keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep doing it. You know, go for Sancho, go and assist for Madueke, man of the match. Go and assist for Nkunku. 31 goals scored in the Prem, most goals so far. All these numbers sound good. They sound good on what match week 13, 14? Can we keep
14.
these numbers up? around match week 30, match week 25. If we're still doing this, I am confident we win the league. If we're still doing these numbers after 10 games, after 15 games, you have my word. We're winning the league. I'm saying it. I'm that confident. Because these numbers are ridiculous for a team that is just coming up. If it continues, that's what I'm saying. These numbers will be ridiculous if it continues. If we fall off, yeah, of course, But if it keeps going, yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean I'm definitely not talking league right now, but I I agree
Yeah,
with
go
Mike,
ahead.
man.
Go off, Mike.
Yeah, I agree with Mike though. I was happy to see the changes because, like I said in the group, these are fringe guys that never really get their start in the Premier League, right?
Mm-hmm,
So we're playing the worst team in the league away. Let's go put you in a little bit of a tough situation. It's raining, it's sloppy.
mm-hmm,
Let's go see how you perform. Let's go see if I can count on you. And Nkunku rose up to the challenge. Joao Felix, I still think he needs a little bit of
mm-hmm,
seasoning. There's still a player there, but like I said, these guys they have to show Maresca in the training before they even touch the pitch.
mm-hmm.
After the match, Maresca said, "Do you know why Nani wasn't playing these last few games? Because he wasn't working hard in practice. He's the type of guy where after he scores a goal or he gets an
You
assist,
want to
the
kick
level
it.
drops off."
You
I
want
know,
to
no, no.
kick
After you
it.
score a goal or get an assist, I need to see you go and get another one. What happened
Yeah.
Trying,
today? He got an
trying to go
assist and then
out.
he got a
I
goal.
agree. I
Bro,
agree.
I've been saying
Thousand
this for
percent.
weeks now.
Yeah.
Nani's level has been there. Even when the production isn't there, his level's been there. Today, 10 out of 10 for me. Even before he got his goal, I was like, this is the Nani I want to see. I want to
Mm-hmm,
see you getting the ball, winning the ball back in our attacking third. I want to see you disrupting. I want to see you taking players on. Yeah, this is Southampton. Go get a goal. Go get an assist. Bro,
mm-hmm.
go eat. This is a team where you can actually go eat. I know you want to run with the ball. Go play.
Stat
That's
pattern.
what
That's what we used to call
you
them.
know what I'm saying?
Stat
Yeah.
pattern.
Yeah.
Go get your good GA, man. Go get your GA.
This
They giving them out for free. Damn near.
this
They're
this
giving it
was
out for
You're
free.
gonna
Go
get
ahead and
some.
take it.
You're
Yeah.
gonna get some.
You're gonna
It's a
get
food
some. You're gonna
drive.
get.
This is
yeah.
food drive.
You
It's a
feel me?
buffet,
Like
man.
this is
Mm,
hometown buffet, bro. All you can eat.
Everybody eats. Yeah.
Yeah, once you get admitted in, you can eat. We're away. St. Mary's, what we gotta pay? Oh, okay, free, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So for me, like Mike says, clean up the sloppiness. But again, the guys that needed to get their chance or wanted to get their chance, they got their chance today. We need to rotate the squad. Just like
Mm-hmm.
Salam said, we're deep, but at the same time, you still need to rotate the squad. We're playing 2, 3, 4 times in 10 days sometimes. So it's like it's really, really good to see. I don't really have much to say about this match other
Yeah.
than we need to keep pressure on Liverpool, bro. We need to keep pressure on Liverpool. For them
Mm-hmm.
to even drop those points today, for them to go from 9 to 7, means a lot, bro. Like it means a
Yeah.
lot in the grand scheme of things. So for me, the goal
mhm.
differentials, great. Right
Yeah.
now, we just need to continue to win, get 3 points, get 3 points, get 3 points. Because just like Mike said, bro, Liverpool's they gonna drop points somewhere, bro.
Yeah, bro.
They're gonna drop
I
points
told you
somewhere.
on Sunday. It's 2-3 games. Draw two, maybe lose one, or lose two. It's just a couple of games. Just keep doing
And
what
and
you're doing.
and to piggyback off the title race thing, yeah, I mean, in the back of all of our minds, we're in a title race. But I like what Mike said about Leicester. We saw Leicester do it, and I
Yeah.
don't think at week 13 their manager was like, "Hey, we're in a title race."
No.
I don't even think at week 20, 25 they're like, "Hey, we're in a title race." The
He
mentality
did
was
in
just keep,
December.
yeah,
After
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
December,
it
though,
kept happening. It kept
After
going.
this, but after
bro, it was
2025,
January. It was
yeah, in
January.
January.
When
But
January
look,
started, he was like, "Oh, guys, we're actually still here."
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's when the mentality changes. But like Mike said, none of like I said, bro, it's been since 2017 we won a league. None of these guys has played with real pressure in April or May. So right now it's just keep it
Mm-hmm.
calm, keep it pushing, one game at a time.
Yeah.
Once we get through 2024 and we're still top 2, top 3, and
Go
there's,
for it.
few differentials between the points, then we can start talking, hey, I know we were just saying keep it consistent, but now we have to make sure that we get results, like no matter what. So right now, I'm just glad that the mentality is there because we starting to defend the bridge, and we're starting to be a nuisance away. This is the
It's
Chelsea I grew
crazy,
up
bro.
on.
It's
This is
I
this
got a que-
this is the
I got a
Chelsea I
question.
grew up on.
I got a question for both of you guys, because for me, I just wanted to hear you guys' thoughts on Nkuku because today, obviously, he got his goal. I mean, he contributes every time he plays, and I feel like you guys are in a good spot again in terms of depth. You guys have a lot of attackers. He can't really even find a game in the Prem, but today he scored. He was playing as the nine. I really don't know if Maresca really knows like where to put him because I feel like he tries to pigeonhole him there
He doesn't.
because of just the other people in the other areas. Cole Palmer has to play in the middle. I get that. Nani is a good option on the right and on the left. The left seems to be like the one spot where it's like, okay, that person could kind of be up for. I don't know. It could be Pedro Neto. It could be Sancho.
So yeah, could be Mudrick.
You know what I'm saying? It could be Mudrich. It could even be Nkuku. I would love to see
Mhm.
Nkuku get a run of games there, but because I think him and Palmer, obviously, they're ballers, man. They'll figure it out.
Hmm.
You don't have to pigeonhole players like that. But what are your guys' thoughts on him?
I personally think Nkuku likes to play in the middle. He wants to free roam. He wants to be a little creative. He wants to be able to
Yeah,
dip
I
back.
agree.
And like he and Cole Palmer unfortunately operate the same space. So it's gonna be tough for them to both be happy. And that's why I liked seeing that lineup today. I was like, let's see what this looked like because
Mhm.
Joao Felix he had a trial run, but realistically, if it's anyone else, I mean, we could have like it could be real crazy up top. So it's good that we're seeing these rotations, these different lineups, but I would love to see Nkuku, Cole Palmer, Madueke. That personally has always been
Mhm.
what I've wanted to see start.
No,
Whoever
I
else,
agree with him.
whoever
I
else,
agree.
cool. But I from the since we got him last year, I've been looking to see him play, and we're starting to finally see him get his get his run, bro. So I don't know if it'll ever happen, but I would love to see those three. Those are my preferred three up top.
He gonna,
Yeah,
he gonna, it's gonna happen, bro.
it's
He
just
gonna force
interesting
it.
to me.
It's gonna be forced. Like he's that
At
good.
some point, you got to play all of them.
Yeah. At
Yeah.
some point, I think he's going to
You
force
have to
his
make
way
it
through,
work.
and that's the thing. Like as much as I love these rotations, I've been saying this all year. Is week 14? I still don't know Maresca's preferred 11. Like I know his core, but is three or four guys that I still don't know about. Even defending, I still don't
Mhm.
know his core defenders. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Mhm.
like I still have to get that part out of it, and I hope that it comes sooner than later, so I can kind of know when we going into battle who I'm going into battle with. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm really not
I mean,
complaining right now.
honestly,
But
shout out to the manager. He keeps a good mix.
Yeah, he's done a very good job of that.
Everything. Yeah, every time he
Done a
switches
very
the
good job of
lineup, it's inconsistently consistent.
that. True,
mhm.
true.
Honestly, because I mean, he's picking different lineups, but it's like he knows his players, so he's like, all right, these players can make it work. All right, these
Mhm.
players can make it work for this. So
Yeah.
I think shout out.
My thing is, it's just interesting how Nkunku is our tops for all competitions and doesn't even play prem games like that. It's a good thing to have, I guess, but
Not
I don't know
Jackson.
about Cornelius, but I think at
Jackson
some
isn't your
point,
highest scorer all
you
competitions.
you know how I feel about him,
no,
bro.
in the prem, it's Jackson and what do you call it? Jackson doesn't play Conference League games or
Yeah,
Carabao. He wasn't
Oh,
they
playing
don't even
sorry.
Carabao.
I'm just
travel.
saying
They don't even
outside of
travel.
all of the competitions.
Yeah, I said in all competitions, he's our leading goal scorer, but he doesn't even start prem games.
Bro, you know what I feel about him. He's our new age Mishi Batsue. For some reason, he can score. We want him to play, but he just can't get. He can't seem to get.
In the
And
lineup,
I'm not
yeah.
comparing them as far as skill or talent. Just
Mm-hmm.
Bats scored in every league he was in, like 10, 15 goals. But for
Mm-hmm.
some reason at Chelsea, he couldn't find a run of games in the Prem. And
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately I see the same sort of thing with Nkuku because for me, I feel like this manager kind of looks at who we're playing and he sets up the players that he think will attack the team the best. So our formation might be the same, but he might throw Joao Felix or Neto in because he thinks that that might work better against a Southampton or an Everton versus we're playing Arsenal or United. So let's play with our our stronger 11, our more defense. So I feel like he kind of tweaks with the 11 that way. I don't know. Like Gabriel said, he just gonna have to force his way through. He's our leading goal scorer, so obviously there's talent there. I don't know what he's got to do in training, but luckily whatever he did in the last 3 days worked because today he started. So
and this would be the last thing I said. I think him not even starting is helpful for Jackson's development because the Jackson we've seen this season is clearly an improvement from what we were seeing last season. The things he wasn't being able to do, he's actually doing them. And I think with Maresca giving him that confidence, like, hey, no matter what happens, you're my guy. He's more confident, like, hey, I have the support. So even if I'm down, hey, I still have the support. And I'm not getting benched because, I'm struggling a little bit. There's that confidence there. So I think Nkunku not playing is helping that. But I think at some point he will find a way to get both of them in. He will. Because it would be crazy, let's say, hypothetically speaking, match week 28, you're still maybe 4 points behind Liverpool. And you're still gambling with the fact that, you know what? When hey, I have firepower on my bench. It'll get to a point you just throw all of them on. Like, hey, get me whatever you can. I think it will happen. So
it will.
Jackson in the 9. Cole Palmer in the 10, Madueke on the right, and Nkunku on the left. Come on, man. It's simple. It's written in the stars. I'm telling you. When that happens, Mike, I'm just gonna text you with the. But let's go on to the match. Let's go to the match of the midweek.
Match of the day, man.
The match of the day, man. Manchester United versus Arsenal at the Emirates. Salam thought it was favorable. He felt very, very strongly about his team going into hostile territory, talking about new manager bounce, talking about ammo win. Ammo him.
Dress it up and make it real for me.
Yeah, I mean, these are all things that came from you, bro. I'm just letting the people know what they may not have heard. So for the first half, again, like I said, it was pretty boring. That's when I switched over to the Arsenal or the Liverpool match. But second half had some fireworks. We had some goals. We had some chances by United. But what stuck out to me was the corners. And not the goals that were scored from the corners, but the fact that Arsenal had 12 corners and United had 0 corners. That was blaring to me.
Wow.
That was very, very huge. And that to me shows that there's just like a lack of offense or offensive continuity in the match, because to have no corners at all, and you guys obviously had chances on goal, but they're hard to come by. But 0 corners is big, and in a game where you're in hostile territory, corners help because it slows the game down and gets everybody kind of set on that side. It's harder to counter, where we know that Arsenal is a team that counters very well. So I don't know. I just feel like watching the match was kind of a step back, but again, you're playing one of the better teams in the league. So what was your assessment? And then we also saw some cameos at the end. We saw Lenny Yoro, who I think actually had a fantastic match. But I just want to ask about but initially the lineup, about the game itself, and then how do you feel about some of these guys coming off an injury?
Yeah, I mean, the lineup was what it was. I mean, we had to rotate. We had just played a game over the weekend. So, I mean, not just our team. I just feel like with Arsenal team, with a lot of other teams throughout the league who played today, I think you saw a lot of rotation in general. So I wasn't really surprised about seeing a lot of the new faces in there. Obviously, the one that was kind of like, sorry, not ideal was Ahmad. Because he's been so influential for us. But I get it. I mean, he's played, I mean, near every minute he could, so he doesn't really come off. So to rest him and to bring him on was understandable. And obviously for us,
You think so?
Yeah,
Is this you like being honest? You think so? In a match like
yeah. I
this?
mean, yeah, we played on Sunday, so like we had to. Like it was what it was. So I mean,
That's fair. I'll take it.
again, like it's not. We can nitpick, but I mean, again,
I'm
look at
just saying
Arsenal
there are
team,
guys
look
that
at our
played
team.
Sunday that started today too. But I'm gonna let you get off because I have more questions. I just
No,
want to see if you tackle
Yeah, I mean, I 100% support him not starting today because
them. No, fair enough. Fair enough.
he's played 100% of every Premier League game, so you can watch it. It is what it is there. But for me, man, the unfortunate part was that we didn't collect the 3 points because especially going into these run of games in December, that's the biggest thing. But I think you could tell that we were in two different places, our team and Arsenal's team. I actually think that we played very well in the first half. But the
I
problem
agree.
was is what you saw in the previous games with United. We couldn't sustain the momentum we had in the first half into the second half, and part of that is due to the new game plan, and obviously being away from home at the Emirates, like trying to find your groove there doesn't. That's not maybe the easiest place to do that, but even in the loss, man, there's a lot of positives that I take away. You mentioned it before we started. Lenny Euro is back. I was really excited to see him and get some minutes. Um, I also just think as a whole, man, like when I look at the game objectively, like, we conceded 2 goals off of set pieces. It's not ideal. Shout out to your guys' set pieces coach because he's elite.
Real one.
For you guys to score like that today, and Gabriel wasn't even there. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
And like that's the part for me that was like, wow, like
hat trick
you know,
Gabriel today.
yeah. I mean, the 2 goals off the set pieces. The second goal was just kind of it was what it was. It was I mean, it went in, but it was a deflection. It goes in. But I mean, they had 2 other goals I remember vividly from the corners that I was like, one kind of skidded off. It was in the first half,
It
and
was
in the second half,
Partey, man. I was going to talk
yeah.
about
Yeah,
that. Partey
Partey
should
hit
have
the
scored that
far post.
early.
So I think for me, the biggest thing, and obviously Amarum will see this too. We struggle with defending set pieces. Cornelius, you mentioned that we had a lack of set pieces, but to be frank with you, we don't score on set pieces anyway. So I don't think that really affected the game at all. But again, I will say the last thing that I'll say is this is the most comfortable and confidence I've had in a manager um, since probably Fergie.
Wow,
Because
you ain't that confident in Ten Hag, yeah, boy.
who?
That was his man
Now
them.
that the dust is settled, he could tell us
His
how he
partner
feels.
them.
Go
Nah,
ahead, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, it's just like you you see what we're trying to do.
Hmm.
You see how we're trying to play. Um, and and you see the ideas that he's trying to implement. So for me, that's like the biggest encouragement going forward because um, for us to kind of hang with Arsenal today the way that we did, I think really speaks to him as a man. I mean, because this is the same players. With Ten Hag today would have been who knows, but
Disastrous.
yeah. So I really think like I'm in a very confident place with, especially with him. He gives me a lot of confidence. I think that he's gonna do what he needs to do, and he's learning, and especially over the next few weeks, December. This is the most games, so he's gonna get to know these players. And again, I think Kerry said it before. The system is gonna filter out all the guys that don't work. So there's a few guys though that I did want to mention that I thought did pretty well. Mason Mount, definitely see a future there. I thought Terrell Malacia coming back from injury, I thought he hung okay. defending Saka obviously was going to be a difficult task, but for the
Hey, he
most
was
part, I
getting
thought that.
cooked.
I thought, yeah, but I mean, it is what it is.
I'm
Especially
sorry. I know he's
he was
coming
on the
back, but he
same.
was getting cooked.
He was on the side that Maguire was on too, so I already knew that like
No,
whoever
he
was on
was.
that side
Maguire
was
was not on that side. Don't give him no help. Mazarawi was on that side. Stop it, man.
Yeah,
Stop it,
well,
bro.
I mean,
Stop it.
hey,
Don't try to
Good.
cover
Yep.
for him, man. Don't try and cover for him. He was just getting cooked. Listen,
I'm
Saka took one step to the left. He
I'm
took
telling
like
you,
2 steps.
yeah,
He was
okay. If
getting
we're talking
cooked.
about one particular play, okay, but I'm
No.
telling
I'm
you,
talking about the whole game so long. He was getting cooked. It's
me too,
okay, bro.
Gabriel. That's the thing. Me too. But all in all, man, I got confidence in the team, man. I think the biggest one for me again, Euro's back. I think he's going to help us defensively. Um, and yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Good game.
Feel you. I will give you this. I think you guys played well in the first half. Um, we had a tough time figuring out the press and figuring out how to fill the gaps and cover the space at first. I could tell we struggled for like the first 25 minutes, 30 minutes for sure. Um, but I don't know. It was one of those games where I didn't really feel like they were ever in it, and I feel like our crowd definitely helped us there too. I just didn't feel it was just all bark no bite. That's honestly how I felt. Like they would get close, they would get around our box, but then they'd like turn, pass back. It was real hesitant. From at least from what I saw. Uh, and I don't think we didn't play our best football by any means today. I mean, we played better in the second half, but we didn't play well up to my standards. But I just truly believe that in these games, especially against top 6 teams, you have to get 3 points. If you want to win the league, you have to beat these top 6 teams or consider the bigger teams. And regardless of how you get the win, if it's a VAR, if it's a PK, if it's a free kick, some moment of brilliance, whatever the case may be, girl, just get the job done. And we didn't play our best football. Shout out David Raya because he definitely got us out of some jams today. He got us out of a lot of jams today. So shout out Raya. But I feel like our clashes overtook at a point. It's like we're going to get this dub no matter how. Like I know Salam was like, some of his players didn't play earlier, and he didn't see the lineup that he wanted to see. Because I was actually surprised that Mason Mount and Malacia started. But I mean, if we're really looking at it, we're in 2 completely different spaces right now. I mean, if you want to, like, we have no leeway to drop points right now, especially on weeks that Liverpool is dropping points. Those are the weeks we need to capitalize. Every time they drop points, we have to gain a point. We have to make something happen if we want to close that gap. So I just feel like his top players would have played if they're in the same position we are, guaranteed, 100%.
Yeah,
because they would need the points to. No, we're not trying to lose. We're in a prime position right now. We're not going to lose that. So they'd be playing. Yeah. But for us, it was unfortunate that Calafiori's hurt, Gabriel's hurt. But outside of that, you saw us. Everyone played. It was no. We have to get these points. We have to. There's no ifs or buts about it. If you're available, if you're good, and if we're playing a top side, I don't care if it's 3-4 matches, bro. You don't have to train for 2 days. You're and you have a walk. Like, bro, we already know you're there. So it's that time. We're on that type of time. So no, it was just good for us to get the match, or no, to get the 3 points. And one last thing I want to say is, a lot of people have like really been on us about this corner thing. Like really, really been on us about this corner thing. And I wanna speak on it because, Man United fans were mad today. Berbatov on the post game was, oh well, Arsenal's like the new Stoke City. It's like, all right, everyone's gonna throw subtle shots, but it's like if everyone was good at it, you do it. If you have a James Ward-Prowse, if you have guys that can put the ball in the box, if you can be dangerous on set pieces, why won't you go do it? That's an extra way to get a goal. Everything's a chance. We're just taking a chance. We see teams do long throw-ins. We see teams do this, do that, blah, 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 blah. And we don't say a word. We don't say a word. Everything is, we're just going to let that slide. But then as soon as we get nice at set pieces and we really start running plays, and like true plays.
Oh, yeah.
Running jugs.
Now everybody want to get started, And, I have I got time for them today because I got a song today. Come on, man. We're gonna keep score corners for the rest of the season. As you can tell, we're gonna continue to score corners. So please, I don't care about what anyone has to say about that. We didn't play our best game by any means, but at the same time, we have to get 3 points, and no matter how we get the 3 points, as long as we get the 3 points, that's what matters at the end of the day. Islam started. He said, "Oh, I'm mad. I'm most salty about not getting the 3 points. As long as we get them, bro, I don't care how we do it. That's my assessment.
No, I agree with you.
And it is what it is. A home game, we move. And honestly, the last thing I would like to say is I'm glad we kept a clean sheet. Last week, I was upset because we kept leaking goals, and we say this every year, especially these past, I feel like 4 years, 3 years. Goal differential is huge. It's huge. It's huge. It's huge. And right now, out of the top 3 teams, we're third on goal differential. And me personally, we've been scoring goals, but we've also been leaking them. Like some of these games, West Ham 5-2, like that could be a 5-1, 5-0 match. All these things count. So I want to start keeping clean sheets. Nottingham Forest was a good clean sheet. United was a good clean sheet. So I just want to, go next week and go to Fulham and get a clean sheet, get it up.
Yeah, I think you both made good analysis on your teams. I agree with both what you guys said. I would say this game did not mean as much to United. I agree with you, to Gabriel, than it did to Arsenal. This was an important game for Arsenal. To United, it was more of an assessment game for Amorim. All banter aside. Like Gabriel said, I'm sure for a fact this is not the lineup you wanted to start.
Yeah, but I looked at it and I was like, "Oh, it's favorable."
Yeah, I knew. I was like, "Yeah, this is unfair." You have to give everybody a run of games, fill everybody out. Okay, who can I use where? So that was good. That was good. I'll give him that. But overall, I don't know what positives United could walk away from. United can walk away with from this game. Like, I don't know about you, Salam. Did you get any positives from this? Because I walked away like, okay, at least he knows that Ahmad is really his guy. But other than that, I'm just like,
I just think that with the system, though, bro, I think that again, first half we were able to play the way that he wanted to do it, right? Even forget him. Do y'all remember with Ragnick? We did this with the 4-2-2-2. How long did we do it against Fulham? We did it for how many minutes did we do it? We did it for about 20 minutes. And it's the same thing here. We try and replicate the way that he wants to play, but because of some of these players' profiles, we can't seem to sustain that, and they play crucial positions. I don't want to put this like on one person, but there are players who are showing you that they can't, at least right now, right? They're not able to fulfill the requirements of what the system demands. So, I mean, for me, I think the positive is that I know that the coach is seeing this and he's saying, okay, like I know exactly what the problem is. So for me, if that means that, again, if it's going to come at the expense of us dropping points in the league, these are crucial points for him too. Like he's going to know, he's going to understand that, like, I can't rock with this guy because he can't do X, Y, Z. So
no, I agree. I actually forgot that point. I was going to make that point that today I agree with you. There are players that just they're not it. They're probably not going to be around in the next 2 transfer windows. If he actually, don't try to sugarcoat things. Maresca came in. Sterling's just not my guy. Hey, I'm not saying he's not a good player. He's just not my guy. You'll have to make decisions like that. Some of these guys, I'm sorry, by your captain today.
Yeah, terrible.
I'm underwhelming. I'm looking at it like
he looked uninspired.
I'm not even trying to hate on it. I didn't say anything because I'm just like, let me give it time. New manager. But it's just like these performances are just so underwhelming, and it's empty, and it's like losing ball all the time, and it's like, I'm just like, and that's their captain. So
the crazy thing is,
will have to be made.
When we went down 2-0 and we started to revert back to, I guess, like what we know, like you started to see it. Marcus and Bruno just spraying balls everywhere, and it's just kind of like, yo, we can't,
useless.
Like, this is not what he wants, and that's the thing, bro. Like, that's why I kind of walk away from it, like, I'm not really tripping, bro, because like he sees that the whole point of Bruno moving from the 10 to the 8 was because he was so wasteful with the opportunities that he had in the attacking third. But the problem is when you have him as an 8 deeper, it's now he's losing the ball in areas to where it's like
can't lose the ball.
You know what I'm saying? Which results in Maserati having to take unnecessary risks to try and be creative. He had a few turnovers as well too, but I'm looking at it again as a whole, like, bro, if we just had someone there that could, do what was required, we wouldn't be in this position. But yeah, I agree, Mike.
Yeah. I mean, overall, great game, but Arsenal took care of business.
Man, shout out Timber, my boy, first Arsenal goal. Long time coming, man. Also,
and the corner thing too. Go ahead.
Also, locked up Garnacho. Locked him up. Locked him up.
He's an interesting one for me too. I actually forgot about that.
That was going to be my question to Savan, because I had two players in mind. I had Mount and I had Garnacho, because you said because those were two of the guys you said in this system Mount would fit and Garnacho would have to kind of figure it out. And I think you kind of saw that today, at 4-4. So I just wanted to bring that up and say that was a good point you made initially. I still thought Mount was a little lackluster, but I see how he's going to fit in that role, to be honest. But Garnacho, how did you feel about him today?
Nah, bro, I think you're right. He's going to struggle. He is going to struggle. And not because I don't think he's a good player, but because I feel like he's only a winger, really. Like, he doesn't have really the technical ability.
He just has to keep it simple. Just be simple.
But that's the thing, though, bro. Like, him and Bruno struggle with keeping it simple. Like, Casemiro too, to an extent. Like, they all struggle with keeping it simple. And the problem is that in the attacking third, if you keep turning over the ball, we're never going to be able to generate offense. We're never going to be able to move the team closer to the opposition's goal. So, yeah, I mean, can Garnacho play as Amorim plays wingers as those outside wing backs. I don't think he can play as a wing back. I don't think he has the technical ability to play as a 10. And I definitely don't think he can play as a 9.
Isn't he young though? How old is he?
He's young, yeah. But I mean, he's gonna have to fit.
He has time.
Yeah, bro. But I think he's good. I think he has a lot of good qualities. He brings a lot of energy. I was talking to someone. I don't know if when we were in New York, Gabriel and we went to Saturday's football.
For sure.
Yeah.
Shout out my guy, man. Shout out
to Raul. And we were there. We were talking to Josh as well too. And yeah, bro. Josh told me that he said that he went to the game and he was saying that, like, the FA Cup, I think, yeah. He was saying that, like, Garnacho, like, he does have like this X factor about him. When he gets on the ball, it's like, okay, he's about to make something happen. But in this system, bro, if he doesn't figure it out as a wing back or develop some sort of composure to play as a 10, it's going to be slow because you can't play as a 10.
I think give him till next year. He's still young. I think he, like you said, he has the qualities. if you can just keep it simple, he'll beat the man and then kind of like wait for the man to come back so he can dribble him, and then he lose the ball. It's just
Only
like
when it's on his
decisions
left.
like that.
When it's on his
You know?
left, because he doesn't have a left. He doesn't have a left foot, but he's a left winger. So it's like that he wants to cut in on his right, but as a defender, he doesn't have a left. So what are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna cut off. Exactly. Let him go left.
But hopefully with age and maturity, he can fix that. But honestly, he was interesting to me today. I felt like he was a non-factor. Like, just
did you see Anthony on the set piece? He pissed me off. We literally
that was a nice set piece, by the way. That was
it was a well-designed piece. Bruno passed it to Anthony.
Yeah, it fooled me.
Just pass it first time. One time, pass it. He was trying to take a touch. Everyone's looking at him like, what are you doing? And it's like, yo, you are just literally, I don't know, bro. Since that first goal.
I'm interested to see him too. Yeah.
But I can see what Salam says though. Like, I can agree with what he says as Amarin he has faith in his manager to weed out all the mess. And other managers wouldn't do that. And he's I have faith in that. Like I haven't had a manager that came in and off the beginning I knew he wasn't on trash. Like since Wenger, honestly. I haven't had a manager that just walked in and he was like, okay, no, I know exactly what's about to go on. I know exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to start to see it, and I trust him to make these changes. I'll be very surprised if he doesn't make these changes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I low-key managers have to grow into that. So
yeah, I low-key feel like Arteta gave teams the blueprint. Like, weed out the guys. You got to weed them out. Letting Aubameyang go, my God, that was something. Because remember, he was the only guy doing anything for y'all. And he's like, nope, I'm not going to have this. You got to make the... I mean, Sterling, I was like, hey, at least, hey, we need some experience on the team. But he's like, he's just not my guy. Tough decision, but you got to make them. And I'm looking at... I'm like, yeah, I know he's like your countryman, but we might have to move on from Bruno. I'm saying, Maguire might be United. It's time to move on. Shaw, it's time to you just got to get guys out.
Yeah, no, facts.
Got to make that decision.
Listen, we had to
some of the guys. Yeah, some of the guys Chelsea let go. I mean, Mason Mount, Kai. We let go of a lot of guys. Koulibaly was there a year. What's going to the next?
Yeah. I still hate you guys for the way you did him. I still hate you guys.
I agree with you. Yeah, we didn't give him a chance at all. He was set up to fail, and it just didn't work.
Yeah, we dodged Koulibaly at Chelsea in the Premier League.
That would have been crazy.
Right now, we need him.
Exactly. With Thiago Silva, if we give that time, actually, settle in, and it would have been something at least a year ago or something like that.
But I mean, it comes down to the right manager. And
that's the thing.
And what I will say to end with Garnacho is, I think it's going to take him a second, but I think Amarin is going to find a space where he can thrive because he's too good of a talent for him not to be like on the pitch, bro. He's too dynamic. So I do think he's going to struggle initially, but I think from what we've seen, Amarim is a good enough manager. He's a good enough coach to be like, yo, this is the role I need you to be in. And I know you might not be comfortable here, but I can see you being this for us. So I think it might take a second, but I think he'll grow into the role, whatever he plays for real.
I hope so.
But yeah, man, Gabriel, how do we do on those midweek locks?
Yeah,
2 for 2.
That was the worst part. That was the worst
2 for 4. I know, right? Saka was supposed to have a GA too if people could head the ball correctly.
Saka didn't have anything.
Bro, he's supposed to, man.
One of the corner kicks wasn't him.
It hit off.
Yeah.
It hit off
and then it was stupid, man. I'm so upset, bro. But 2 for 4. Have some for you very, very soon. 4-0 coming soon.
Wait, what was yours, Mike and Cornelius?
Over 2.5 goals, and Everton versus
Everton.
Wolves.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I had the Ipswich game under 3.5.
I was spot
Yeah,
on.
this
1-0.
one.
Yeah.
Wait,
1-0.
Everton gives Wolves 4.
Yeah.
They smacked you.
Bro, Wolves.
Last thing I saw was
that's
3-0.
Wolves is going down.
Yeah.
I don't think
I was about to text you guys. Yo, watch Everton drop this 2-0 lead.
that's crazy.
Bro, I don't know how they do it. Every year they steady 16, 17 and stay in the league. I'm tired of it.
I don't know, man. I really just don't think it's sustainable for Wolves, bro, because their losses are just so bad. And like we said, that goal differential is so important. It's important at the bottom too. Like especially if you don't get the points, if you're minus 50 on or 60 on goal differential, like bro, you're not getting out. You're not. Sorry.
Hey, shout out Villa too, man. Villa won today.
Yep.
Yeah, they're back on track, man. They're back
Needed
on
that.
track.
They needed that.
Well, we'll be
Yeah,
monitoring them.
Yeah.
How about tomorrow's games? What do you guys think?
Yeah, so for tomorrow we got Fulham versus Brighton's been moving, bro. Brighton right now we gotta watch them. And it's funny that you say quietly because I feel like Chelsea's in the top 3, but no one's kind of paying us any mind, right? But Brighton was in the top 4 before these matches. I feel like Brighton, no one's talking about them. They're kind of just, they had a manager who came and went, and then they had a new manager who kind of is flying over. So it's like Brighton's had a lot of changes if you look over the last 4 or 5 years. From Potter being there to getting a new. They've gone through a few managers, so it's like no one's really paying attention, but they've been balling. So I got them, and then Bournemouth versus Tottenham. I honestly think that's a trap game for Tottenham.
Bro, Bournemouth is actually like
that's actually not. I
think it's a trap game.
The thing is with Bournemouth is that
when they're at home
win or lose, they either win or
when
lose.
they're at home,
there's not many in betweens for them. They don't draw.
But Bournemouth at home, I don't want to see them. Like their stadium rocks crazy. They're doing decently right now.
Yeah.
It's like them closer stadiums.
Yeah, exactly. Those
it's
condensed stadiums. Yeah. Bournemouth, freaking. What was the other team from last year?
Brentford. Brentford
is another one.
Ipswich, obviously.
Ipswich, Leeds was also like that.
Yeah, these smaller clubs. These smaller clubs
close to the pitch.
Yeah. It's like
you
really feel
the NBA game.
Yeah.
Everton's used to be real close. Until
So, but I agree. That's a trap game for sure. I don't think you should walk in there thinking it's
sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're even on the book right now, 150 and 154.
Really? I'm telling you, man, it's a trap game.
I take Bournemouth in the draw quickly. Oh my goodness.
Yo, we forgot one big thing. Ruud van Nistelrooy.
First up.
Not our Ruud, man. Yeah, you're right.
Yo, is that really something there? Y'all really think he got it like that?
Yeah.
He has to be.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. I think so.
Has to be something there. I think there has to be.
We're gonna monitor that. But yeah, congrats again to Ruud van Nistelrooy. Got the Leicester job. They got the dub, man.
I mean,
they could.
I know, and I watched their goals too. Good goals.
People forget he was low key like in that class. I'm not saying he's on the same level as these guys, but like like when the new wave of managers came out, it was like who was it? It was like Xabi Alonso. It was Ruud van Nistelrooy, Ruben Amorim,
Company.
Enzo Maresca was in there too. Enzo Maresca, because he was. Where was he at? He was at Leicester.
Yeah,
Maresca, yeah.
Yeah, man. I think these guys. I think from all of those, he's probably at. I don't want to say
even Deserby, low key.
Deserby's in too.
Deserby been around though.
I mean, he's been around because he's been around, but he's young. Like he's technically in that newer class.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, his class is a little bit different.
No, he's talking about like most recent, like
yeah,
he's
most
talking
recent.
the last like
His
2
class-
years.
Okay.
Who's in Deserby's class? Because Deserby came
Probably like
after.
Frank Lampard.
Yeah, like Frank Potter.
Nah. See, Frank Lampard had Ole.
Lampard was what, 18 or 19? Was it 19?
Arteta.
Arteta.
That was
Arteta, 19.
wow. That was Lampard's class.
Yeah, Arteta, Lampard. You're right.
Lampard,
You're right.
Arteta, Ole.
Yeah, Lampard got hired after Arteta a year after, right?
Rooney was in that class too, right?
Rooney's technically in that class. Yeah.
Rooney technically in that class. I don't know. Deserby's. I don't know.
Deserby was in Italy. Wow.
Ooh, Deserby could have been. Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Deserby was actually in Ten Hag's
I think
class.
he was in. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay. Yep.
You're right.
Yeah,
Okay, so like last couple of years. Okay,
that's interesting.
that is.
All right.
It's kind of crazy. It really do be like new waves, like every like 3 or 4 years.
Now the Jack Wilshere wave.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Like he's getting his
Yeah,
license.
I could get mine out. And then the guy from Brighton, I like him.
Arizona.
Oh yeah.
He's good. He's American, by the way. Fun fact.
Yeah, he's American.
Well, technically,
Young too. Yeah.
Who else is good right now? Yeah.
Do you guys rate Fulham's coach? I think he's a decent coach.
Who's that?
What's his name? Santos?
I like him,
What's his
bro.
name?
Marco
I
Silva.
like Fulham's team.
Marco Silva. Silva.
I like
He's
their
a sneaky-
team, bro.
I like it. I like it.
Like
Yeah,
this game,
yeah.
I think we play Fulham next week. Guess we can go to predictions. We play Fulham next week, or next week on this Sunday, and away. And playing Fulham away, like it's gonna be rainy, probably. Like the weather's gonna be bad. It's gonna be. But I think we'll outclass them. But he has this Fulham team firing, bro. I've talked about them a couple of times. Like Smith Rowe's playing well, Iwobi's playing well. Their striker is not Evan Nielsen. I forgot his name. He's playing well.
Mexican,
Like
Raul,
Jimenez. Yeah, that's who it is. I couldn't think of his name. You know, they have Duncan Robinson. Shout out to Lam. So, you know,
Robinson, Miles, Anthony
Duncan Robinson.
That's crazy.
I was like, wait, from the Miami Heat?
He was watching the Heat game.
Yeah,
Anthony. I didn't even watch basketball. Anyway, Anthony Robinson. Just they have a decent squad, and I think he's a pretty good manager. I like what he's been doing with that team. So.
yeah, man. One of my recaps a few weeks ago was Harry Wilson because he was even balling. Yeah, like 3 goals.
Yeah.
The Arsenal or the Spurs reject, man. Jeez.
So can we revisit that?
What?
Anthony Robinson,
Yeah.
best left back in the Prem.
I said it was a shout, but you weren't wrong.
Gabriel, I want to hear from Gabriel. I want to hear from Gabriel because Gabriel was the one that was like,
It depends,
I just wanted to make sure. I
Depends
heard
on the weekend.
if Timber playing on the left, man.
That was funny. He said, "I just want to make sure I knew the name you were saying."
I'm not ready to say that. I'm sorry, I'm not ready to say that yet.
I think right now, no.
I'm not
But
ready.
is
to
he
say
top
that.
5 in the league? Yes, I think
Easy.
he is.
who's better than him?
Probably top 3.
I don't know, man. It's been a weird league. I don't
He
know.
said, I don't know. You can't tell me, but you're telling me.
I'm
now.
taking Timber over
Pereira's
him.
doing the running.
Nah.
Calafiore, you could pull him up there. You could put
Who?
Calafiore.
What? He's crazy.
What? Calafiore
Calafiore
over
Timber over there. Put
This
Timber up
they-
there.
I'm talking
off
about
of what
left.
you're seeing this season. You're telling me Calafiore.
Put
What's he
Timber
doing?
over there.
As of right now, I can't pick one
Timber
because
over
there
there.
have been multiple guys that have had a good run,
I think,
and I
you
was
posted-
listing of guys.
You posted a picture, I think, today in the group. It was like a combined 11, and it was Luke Shaw at left back. Like, it's
just
not
know
even
that.
Timber.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's not
Come
even
on.
Timber.
We weren't
Come on.
co-signing that though.
What
No,
I'm seeing
we
right
weren't.
now, I'll take him every day of the week.
Wait, you saying Timber at left?
Yeah, what?
Who's right then? Who's on the right?
I mean, not today, but you feel me? Timber plays. When Ben White comes back, he'll probably play on the left.
Oh, Ben White. I forgot about him. Oh,
Oh, he's out for a minute.
he's out for a minute.
Yeah.
Ben White will come back, bro.
Earn his spot back.
I'll tell you, like I said, all of our wing backs are injured.
Damn.
Yo, by the way,
Yeah.
Trent is Trenton right now. Some of these balls are come on, man. Relax.
Hey, no.
Some of these balls are just like stop showing off, okay? Like I get it. Like just play the ball, man. But it's all this with these like extra like
he had one of
the
these
way he's getting these balls, man. I'm just like
he had one today where he got I don't know who played, whether it was Van Dijk or Kelleher, but then it was like a no look. He just knew Salah was in that right corner. He just like, pings it 30 yards. I'm like, yo, it's
okay. I'll give it to you. You're the best. I'll give it to you.